Welcome back, everyone. That cute little pup you just saw on screen is my new dog nephew, Otis. And he was here today to help introduce our topic, which is how to incorporate your pet into your wedding. Engaged pet lovers, I know you've already thought about it. How can you get your four-legged friend into your wedding? Some way, somehow. We get this question a lot from our clients, and I even have a favorite cousin right now who's planning her wedding. They have two pups that they plan to include in their big day, but it can be a little tricky. But it is also possible. Here's our tips on how to involve your pet in your wedding. First, have them as part of your engagement photos. I know this is a little bit prior to the wedding, but it can help to get them involved in that stage, especially if you're having a destination wedding or your wedding is too far from home to really get them involved on the big day. Also, if you are getting ready at home, it can be a good idea to have them involved in part of your getting ready time. Before you're all dressed up and looking great, you might want to take some photos with them then. As you're making your plan for your overall timeline, plan a specific and limited amount of time for your pet to be there. Having them involved the whole day is typically too much for everybody. So be strategic and choose a section of your day to involve them in versus the entire day. Just as you are doing all of your grooming ahead of time to look your best, make sure you plan to have your pet groomed ahead of time as well. You want them to feel just as special and confident as everyone else. As you're thinking about involving your pet or pets, make sure they have a good temperament and that they're going to be friendly to everybody that you meet that day. There's going to be a lot of new people, a lot of people they haven't met. Even sometimes your photo or video folks might be talking to them or giving them suggestions of what to do. So you want to make sure that you have a friendly pet that's not going to be too tired or too nervous to be involved in the things that you want to have them involved in. As you're planning your own attire, you might want to decide what your pet will wear too. You may have seen some cute little bow ties or a cute little vest. All of that can make for some fun touches. If you don't want to do any of that, then just go with something neutral, like a simple colored leash or simple colored collar that won't be a distraction in your photos. Be prepared that you might get a little dirty. You might get a little spot on your dress or some hair on a suit jacket because pets are a little unpredictable. So if you're going to involve them, be sure that you're ready for that and it won't ruin things for you if you do. Some folks choose to involve their pet after the ceremony and the bulk of their photos are done for this exact reason. Now, the best and most important thing you can do to make this go smoothly for you is have a pet handler, someone whose job it is just to help with your pet. So that might be your usual dog walker or pet sitter. Make sure that they know how to calm your pet down, that they're already friendly with them, that they've met before this day. Make sure also they bring some treats and some of the special things that your pet wants to be able to stay calm and to listen to what you need. So having that person whose job it is just to handle the pet that day is so important. So don't forget to do that. A tough part of this plan is when to involve your pet. A lot of people want their pet to be involved in the ceremony itself. So if that's where you're at, you need to make sure that your ceremony site will allow pets on the premises. Some places won't. So if that's a deal breaker for you, you may have to choose another ceremony location. And it's certainly better to do that before you book your ceremony spot. So try to think about this ahead of time and kind of have a plan for what you want to do before you book your ceremony location. If you want them to be a part of your processional, definitely do some practicing and try to make sure that whoever is going to help your pet down the aisle is friendly with them. Sometimes people try to have a kid hold a leash and walk a dog down the aisle. That can be tough, especially if the kid is small and the pet is large. So make your decisions along those lines strategically based on what will actually work. If you'd rather just have your pet in some of your photos, a lot of times we have couples who will do that during their cocktail hour photo session time. That can work really well. Generally, I don't recommend that you do that with your whole wedding party. Maybe just do that with portraits with the two of you. So plan a certain time where it will just be the couple, the pet, the photographer, the videographer, and everyone else is done at that moment. If you'd like your pet to be at your reception, Typically that's tougher. There's often health code rules on what you can do in terms of bringing pets around since food is being served. So make sure you're asking about those rules ahead of time as well. There's often also loud music at receptions, so we don't typically see pets involved at that point of the night. If that's something you really want, try to work with your venue and your vendors to figure it out. Realistically, there are lots of ways to involve your pet in your big day. So if it's something you're super excited about, push forward and figure out a way to make it happen. We don't want you regretting something that you were really hoping to do if it was actually possible. So don't be afraid to ask the question and use the tips we've shared today to make a plan. All of this is so that you can have the best wedding possible. And if for you that involves your pet, then definitely figure out a way to do that. Tell us in the comments below how you plan to involve your pet in your big day. Thanks for watching.